The 2027 Subaru Crosstrek subcompact SUV is an automotive anti-hero of sorts, shifting the focus away from performance and instead prioritizing core capabilities like standard all-wheel drive, reasonable fuel efficiency, and comfortable, if sparse, cabin appointments. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek's number 9 ranking is based on its score within the subcompact SUVs category. Currently, the Subaru Crosstrek has a score of 8.5 out of 10, which is based on our evaluation of 17 pieces of research and data elements using various sources. Based on the Impreza hatchback, but given an SUV makeover, the Crosstrek is the smallest crossover Subaru offers, coming in below the Forester. All-wheel drive and lots of safety systems are standard across the board, while all but the base model get a bit infotainment display. All are value-priced. This year, a Crosstrek Hybrid is also available, and we reviewed that one separately. All models come with a 180 HP 2.5-liter 4. A continuously variable automatic transmission is the only transmission option. As on most other Subaru models, all-wheel drive is standard. The Crosstrek's chassis isn't taking cues from Subaru's sporty WRX sports sedan. We would call its on-road personality relaxed. It's a soft-riding crossover, and while its cornering capabilities are likely far more than its intended buyer will ever exploit, it doesn't offer the same level of driving enjoyment as the Mazda CX-30 or the Volkswagen Taos. The Crosstrek can probably do more off-roading than those crossovers though, as it boasts at least 8.7 inches of ground clearance and comes with hill descent control and hill start assist features. The Wilderness trim boasts 9.3 inches of ground clearance and wears more aggressive all-terrain tires. During our initial test drive, we sampled some of the Crosstrek's capabilities on some rutted 2-tracks and light off-road trails in Joshua Tree National Park outside Palm Springs, California. On those sorts of trails, it does just fine. Comfortable utility is the theme here. Despite its subcompact dimensions, the Crosstrek's front passenger compartment has plenty of room for people of nearly all sizes and shapes. Controls are easy to access, and the seats hide no sharp edges or pinch points. There are 42.9 inches of legroom and 39.8 inches of headroom. The base model makes do with a 7.0-inch screen, wired CarPlay and Android Auto, a 4-speaker stereo, and a USB-A port alongside a 3.5mm audio jack. Moving to the premium trim bumps you up to the larger touchscreen while adding wireless connectivity, 6-speaker audio, and 4 USB ports, 2 front and 2 rear, making its reasonable price increase feel like a bargain. The Crosstrek 60/40 split-folding second-row seatback is still cumbersome on its own, with controls such as air direction and recirculation locked within the expanded menu that opens when you press the climate readout at the bottom of the screen. This is somewhat offset by basic temperature controls and demister buttons on the screen bezels. The seat cushions are satisfactory for most uses, but lack the supportive padding found in more premium brands that take the pinch out of longer drives. The Crosstrek's 36.5 inches of rear passenger legroom are about average for the class. Cargo capacity. With 20 cubic feet of cargo room behind the second row and 55 cubes with it folded down, the Crosstrek easily beats out the CX-30, 20 and 45 cubes respectively. In C&D testing, the Crosstrek fit 7 carry-on bags behind the second row and 22 with it folded. However, the Crosstrek's liftgate opening is wide and it sits below 30 inches from the ground, so it's pretty easy to load bulky items. Unfortunately, there are only 2 metal tie-downs in the rear. The rest are all made of sturdy plastic. Unlike much of the class, the Subaru is rated for hauling plenty of stuff on the roof. While the car is in motion, it can support 165 pounds, and a bit more if you opt for the base model. Once parked, most trims can handle 700 pounds. This is great if you want to take a rooftop tent on your adventures. Viewed from the rear three-quarter angle, the vehicle looks wider, more planted, and noticeably more muscular. The body features pronounced rear fenders, substantial black wheel arch cladding, and a raised ride height that gives the Crosstrek a confident crossover stance. The most distinctive element is the full-width LED taillight arrangement. A thin, illuminated strip stretches across the tailgate and connects the main taillight clusters, giving the Crosstrek a wider and more modern appearance at night. The outer lighting units use sharp horizontal graphics with layered red LED elements. Their angular shape integrates neatly into the rear quarter panels, helping the design look cohesive rather than simply decorative. The tailgate has a relatively clean surface with restrained sculpting. The upper section is dominated by the heavily tinted rear window, which is paired with a compact rear wiper. A substantial roof spoiler extends over the glass and adds a sportier character while potentially helping manage airflow around the back of the vehicle. The integrated shark fin antenna and raised roof rails reinforce its adventurous. The lower bumper is one of the most aggressive parts of the design. Large sections of dark cladding surround the corners and lower tailgate area, protecting the painted bodywork while emphasizing the vehicle's rugged purpose. The exhaust outlets, with one positioned at each side of the bumper. The rear glass is reasonably wide, but its shallow vertical height and dark tint may limit visibility. Thick rear pillars could also create blind spots when reversing or changing lanes. The rear design of this imagined 2027 Subaru Crosstrek successfully combines rugged crossover styling with a much more premium and futuristic presentation.